Protest staged by Ceylon Bank Employees Union disrupts day-to-day activities.
What is the correct budget proposal? Opposition raises questions in Parliament.
එතුමාගේ අයවැය ලේඛනයයි රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මහතාගේ අයවැය අතර පරස්පරයක් තියෙනවා.
අවසාන කතාව කරනකොට එතුමා පිළිගන්න කැමති සංශෝධන පිළිගන්න.
ඒ කියන්නේ අගමැතිතුමා ඊයේ කරපුවත් යෝජනා විතරයි. ප්‍රතිපත්තිමේ තීන්දුවක් දීලා නැහැ.
DNA of Kotaketana murder suspect matches DNA of 4 other women who were killed in the area.
Ministry of Health agrees to provide clinical training to students from the Malabe Private Medical College.
Hello there and welcome to your Primetime News Bulletin with me, Shane Silva. And in the studio with me is my co-anchor Stephanie Lazarus. A very good evening to you, Stephanie.
A very good evening to you, Shane, and a very good evening to all our viewers. We've come to you with nothing but the news that matters. Your top story on the other side of the screen. President Maithripala Sirisena, who is on an official visit to the Vatican on an invitation extended by the Holy Father, toured the St. Peter's Basilica today.
The President was given a tour of the St. Peter's Basilica upon his arrival there.
The history taught to us that
President Maithripala Sirisena is to return to the island from the Fiumicino International Airport in Rome, concluding the two-day official visit.
In your developing story tonight, the Ceylon Bank Employees Union staged a token strike today. The strike got underway despite an enjoining order that had been issued against the union.
Members of the Ceylon Bank Employees Union who refrained from reporting to work today commenced their demonstration opposite the Fort Railway Station today. They pointed out that the 2016 budget had several proposals that adversely affected the banking sector. Curtailing pawning facilities, abolishing the leasing facilities and transferring money in dormant accounts to the government, the obtaining of money from the Temasek institution and the tax that is imposed when withdrawing more than 1 million. These proposals must be withdrawn immediately. We would like to settle these issues through dialogue. We would like to state that if these proposals that adversely affect us aren't withdrawn, we will resort to more stern action in the future. Activities of banks in Colombo, Gampaha, Mathura, Anuradhapura, Hambantota and other main towns were disrupted due to the strike action by the bank employees.
I came to withdraw some money and buy some medicine. We need to withdraw money to buy medicine. They should not do this to us. We are helpless when they close banks like this.
I came here to withdraw money to buy fertilizer and oil for the use in the paddy fields. I cannot do that now. We are helpless as we can't deposit any money. I don't understand what these bank employees are doing. Much inconvenience is caused to people as a result of these actions. The Ceylon Bank Employees Union convened a media briefing today.
Last evening, we got word that enjoining orders have been taken against the 3 state banks. However, we are not yet presented with a copy of the said court order. Using this order, the management attempted to intimidate our members and prevent them from taking part in this action. They had threatened to impose salary reductions and take away our leave and attempt to sabotage this action. Even in the face of such attempts, all the members of the union actively participated in the strike action.
Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, making a special statement in Parliament yesterday, said that he is ready to hold discussions on the issues of the bank employees. The Prime Minister requested that a common opinion on this matter be presented after holding discussions with chairpersons of the banks.
A debate arose in Parliament over the proposals presented in the 2016 budget.
The budget was presented by Minister of Finance Ravi Karnanayaka. However, the budget presented by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe yesterday contradicts the budget of Minister Ravi Karnanayaka. There are two budgets. Which one are we supposed to accept?
Committee
said it is not for a debate. We will discuss and make amendments. If there are any more changes to be done, please inform us. We will do it.
The Prime Minister presented several proposals. B2 presented proposals to give it to the persons who open letters of credit and for the provision of the fertilizer subsidy. Will these proposals be passed? What do you plan to do about this?
In his final speech, the Finance Minister will accept the amendments that can be accepted. I do not know whether he will accept these proposals or not. You will have to ask it from him.
That means what the Prime Minister presented yesterday are also proposals and not policy-based decisions. As you say, this is a mere discussion. We can look forward to this on the 19th. So they tell us that the Prime Minister has only held a discussion in Parliament and has not given a policy-based decision. We will only have to accept this when the Finance Minister reaches a policy decision on the 19th.
A media briefing was held today to assess the progress of the housing project initiated by the Ministry of Housing and Construction.
Media briefing was presided over by the Minister of Housing and Construction, Sajith Premadasa, Deputy Minister Indika Bandaranaike, and the Secretary of the Ministry. Minister Sajith Premadasa stated at the briefing that 35,220 houses have been completed under the 50,000 houses project. 29,668 new houses have been constructed, while 6,251 individuals have been benefited by the program to complete and upgrade already constructed houses. 3,342 million has been invested for this project by the government for 35,220 houses. But there was a negative side as well as a positive side to this. We will look at the negative aspects, learn what we have to learn, and launch more comprehensive housing project in 2016. The minister also said that financial allocations of 300,000 rupees have been made for each house for the construction of 160,000 houses next year. We hope to construct 200 Udagammana villages around the country with the use of state funds alone in the next year. We would like the opinion of various parties regarding this. In 2016, we will establish a corruption eradication committee within the ministry. All activities of the ministry will be subject to an internal audit. I wish to announce that the ministry will be converted into one which will render a greater public service. The state sector employees speak about salary cut-offs even before speaking about a housing loan. We will change this next year.
We now head into a short commercial break.
Stay with News First. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the news. The island-wide campaign Empower the Woman, which is a News1st initiative, entered its 13th day today.
The journey empowering women, bringing them together and ensuring their protection commenced from Mathura today. Women who gathered in the Mathura town consented to the need of voicing the concerns of women who help build our nation.
A primary education is not sufficient to develop one's own economy. Social education is more important than that. Women should be given equal rights when it comes to education, employment, politics and international representation. The entire world should join hands to mitigate the abuse against women. Men should be further educated to create a change in their concepts. The laws for women should be fortified further. Women should be protected. I propose that they stop sending women abroad.
High-ranking officials of the Capital Maharaja organization also participated in the event.
We must appreciate the services rendered by the women in our society, especially our mothers and sisters. We shelter much responsibility when it comes to dealing with sensitive sectors of society like women and children. We must be cautious when it comes to formulating state policies regarding the rights of women. I think that the MTV MBC network always stood for the various social sectors of the country. Therefore, I believe that this program organized in Mathura to empower the women is a huge success.
A special program to raise awareness among women in Mathura was held at the auditorium of the district secretariat.
As women, there is no need for us to fall back. There is nothing we can't do. Why do we say we can't do it when we can do everything? We must think in a positive manner. Our determination must be strengthened. We shouldn't think that we can't do certain things and step aside just because we are women. We must put in all our strength and work more efficiently to complete our work.
The team that began their journey from the north passed the Kalpitia town today. Leaflets were distributed among the women of the area and their inputs were recorded to be included in the resolution being prepared on women.
Over 50% of Sri Lanka's population consists of women. However, their issues are yet to be given due recognition. Let us then come forward to recognize the woman, to respond, to educate and to empower. Join us in this initiative.
16th December, Galle Railway Station, Chillow Bus Stop. 17th December, Kalutara Bus Stop, Nigambu Bus Stop. Another social initiative by Newsfirst.
The Criminal Investigations Department informed court today that the DNA of a suspect who was arrested recently matches the DNA obtained from 4 women who were killed in the area.
A 35-year-old individual was arrested on the 11th of this month over a killing that took place in the Opatha estate in Kotakethana on the 28th of September. The arrested individual was a father of 3 and a resident of Kotakethana. The CID informed court that the DNA of the said individual matches with the DNA that was obtained from 4 other women who were found killed in the area in the past. The information was revealed when the suspect was produced before the Palmadulla magistrate Dinesh Lakmal Pereira today. The DNA obtained from killings that have taken place on the 21st of December 2010, the 15th of December 2011, 31st of May 2012 and the 19th of July 2012 matched with the DNA of the arrested suspect. The CID further informed court that evidence pertaining to another killing and an assault had been discovered. Taking the facts into consideration, the magistrate ordered that the suspect be remanded until the 29th of this month.
News First now takes a look at important court proceedings for the day.
The Ministry of Health today agreed to provide clinical training to students of the private medical college in Malabe at the Avisavela Base Hospital and the Kaduwela Medical Officers Zone. Clinical training is to be provided for subjects relating to forensic medicine, community medicine, vector control and psychology. The agreement was reached when the action filed against the Minister of Health and Secretary to the Ministry of Health over contempt of court was taken up today regarding the failure to provide clinical training as previously agreed upon by the Ministry. According to the Ministry of Health agreement, the Malabe Private Medical College has to pay 50,000 rupees per student for clinical training at state institutions. The case is to be taken up again on the 17th of January.
We have defeated all those who opposed us and emerged victorious after a period of 6 years. The Ministry of Health has agreed to this without consulting the Government Medical Officers Association or reaching a consensus with the doctors.
The Colombo Chief Magistrate granted bail to former Minister Johnston Fernando over 5 charges. Sureties of 10,000 rupees for each case totaling 50,000 rupees and 5 million rupees were set by the Chief Magistrate today. An overseas travel ban was also imposed on the former minister. The Chief Magistrate ordered former Minister Johnston Fernando to appear before court on the 27th of April next year.
We clearly say that we will not give up this battle even if we are sent to 1,000 prisons. We will work to make the people victorious. Even if we are forced to join this government by showing us the gallows, we will not do so. We want to make this clear.
The investigations over the disappearance of journalist Prageet Eknaligoda came under discussion in Parliament today.
11 members from the army and intelligence were arrested and released. 3 army personnel have been detained at the Magazine prison based on the instructions of the Homa Gama magistrate. 2 retired army personnel have been detained at the 4th floor of the Criminal Investigations Department. Security is one of the responsibilities vested with the CID.
It is noted that when the police obtain intelligence reports gathered by the intelligence services, the confidentiality of this information can be undermined. Do you accept that?
When there are investigations, they will refer to the information that is required for the investigation. However, that will not hinder the intelligence services.
Documents of the Special Intelligence Unit at the Giritale camp have been taken by the CID. That is why we ask, will this not threaten the intelligence services?
This is not something like the Millennium City raid. Investigations surrounding the disappearance of a journalist are taking place.
Do you accept that the officers are discouraged and moving away from the operations of the intelligence services?
I cannot accept that. I obtained this information following the discussions with the intelligence service. They have no regret.
I wish to remind the MP that innocent people and political opponents were the ones taken away to Giritale.
Issues surrounding the Department of Prisons were raised in Parliament today.
When you look at the report compiled by the task force of the Prisons Department in 2013 over this matter, it says that 12 prison officials have been arrested over the charge of supplying cell phones to prison inmates. It also says that they were on duty at the Vatican and Magazine prisons in Colombo. This is what is being said in the task force report, not by me. So what program does the ministry have to prevent or at least curb this issue where such prison officials supply inmates with cell phones and engage in other malpractices amidst the other prison officials who are clean?
Honourable Member of Parliament may be correct, but I can't confirm that. That is, as he correctly said, I don't understand how the prisoners can escape when they are in custody of the prison officers. So the relevant inquiry would take place.
Telephones.
Pardon?
With regard to the use of telephones,
no, sir, use of telephones, sir, in the prisons, Honourable Speaker, they have been completely jammed. And these are happening, sir. I mean, Honourable Speaker, is happening with the connivance of the jailers.
Views were expressed in Parliament today on the motion of no confidence against Finance Minister Ravi Karunanayake.
Confirm the date for the motion of no confidence against the Minister of Finance.
The budget has a 2/3 majority in this parliament. Bringing in a motion of no confidence at this time is humorous. Even the former president has not signed the motion.
This is just one vote. That cannot be a cause to determine that a motion of no confidence cannot be presented against the finance minister.
When there was such a motion, we called for a budget vote in parliament and got a 2/3 majority as 159 voted for the budget. The motion is not valid.
When Minister Ravi Karunanayake classified 12.1 billion rupees as funds that will not be used, we questioned him how he made that calculation. He said that there are 11,000 schools in the country and that the valuation was added. That is total deception.
Present it to the working committee, and if he is wrong, we will decide on what action needs to be taken. Who curtailed free education? If this is wrong and if it is proven, are you prepared to step down from Parliament? If the former president is wrong, he too must step down.
Welcome back to the news. Visiting U.S. Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs Thomas Shannon visited Trincomalee today. The U.S. Undersecretary of State met and held discussions with TNA Parliamentary Group Leader and Opposition Leader R. Samandan, Eastern Province Chief Minister Nazir Ahmed and Governor Austin Fernando. Thomas Shannon was accompanied by Sri Lankan Ambassador to the United States Dr. Prasad Karivasam and U.S. Ambassador to Sri Lanka Atul Keshap.
News in Brief is up next.
A motorcyclist was shot in the Kalupe area in Mitiagoda. Police said that the seriously injured individual was admitted to the Karapitiya hospital for treatment. The injured is a 26-year-old from Hikkaduwa. The motive for the shooting is yet to be ascertained, and investigations are afoot to nab the shooters. A female student who was seriously injured in an accident was provided with the opportunity to face the ordinary level examination today. She was knocked down by a three-wheeler recently and was admitted to the Kandy General Hospital and underwent surgery. The hospital had made preparations for the student to face the examination. A German cruise ship anchored at the Magampura Mahinda Rajapaksa port in Hambantota today. The cruise ship was carrying 200 passengers and they will visit the Bundala, Kataragama, Udawalawa and Yala national parks. A media briefing was convened in Colombo ahead of the 21st Presidential Export Awards that will take place tomorrow.
State Minister of International Trade Sujiva Senasinghe, speaking to reporters today, said that attention will not only be drawn to traditional exports but also towards encouraging new industries. The State Minister elaborated on the future trade agreements as well. We hope to enter into trade agreements with Singapore, China and India. The advantage with China is that the market is large. India is ranked lower than us. However, they are growing at a pace. When we enter into agreements, we gain many advantages. This is because of the large scale of the market. We will also be able to enter into trans-Pacific partnerships. We also hope to enter into agreements with Europe, America and other African nations.
Well, with that, we wrap up Primetime News at 9. I'm Stephanie Lazarus.
And I'm Shreyan Silva. Take care and good night.